Welcome to the whatever doctrine. The Wakefield doctrine. I had the camera set funny, and I just decided to give you guys a view of me going through Capital City by Jesus. Actually, it's not really Capital City. It just sounds like a 1950s musical when I say it that way. That's this is Providence, and we're going to see a property in East Providence, and we're seemingly doing not too badly, trafficistically speaking. What about that? Well, this section we're coming up to has some conditions that make everything back up a bit, but so far so good. Anyway, this is the Wakefield doctrine, and we'll give you a brief elevator pitch on the Wakefield doctrine, just in case we use this on the blogger form of the TTOT. 10 things are thankful. So the Wakefield doctrine is an additional perspective on the world around us and the people who make it up. It proposes that there are three personality types: Clarks, Scotts, and Rogers. That would be outsider, predator, and herd member, respectively. Or at least for 2 out of 3, anyway. The thing about the Wakefield doctrine, and we've had some questions recently about, how do I use this thing? Because we will say in these pages that with the application of the principles of the Wakefield doctrine, you will know more about the other person than they know about themselves. And that invariably begs the question of, but how can I tell what kind of person they are unless I know something about them? And we say, the coolest thing here is that you don't need to know anything about the person to know their personality type. And the reason for that being, the doctrine is based on a personal reality predicated on the character of the relationship between the person and the world around them, i.e., my relationship, how I relate myself to the world around me, is that of the outsider, with all attendant qualities and characteristics. A Scott, a predator, and a Roger as a herd member their relationship with the world is that of a herd member and all that's implicit in that. So the thing is, how you work this here doctrine here is you take a look at a person, observe them, see them doing something that you can sort of put yourself in their shoes. That's the goal here. That's actually the overall goal, is to know the world as the other person is experiencing it. But when you look at a person and you watch them in a line, let's say you're in the line at the Cumberland Farms, usually you can throw out one of the three right away. No way they're a Scott. That leaves you 2. And what we're doing here is we're watching the person, listening to the person, generally doing our best to see the world as they are seeing it, and see which it conforms to the most true, shall we say. In other words, you look at the world and if what it seems the person is seeing is a collection of people in that line that are all known and related, and they know those people whether they are, know them directly or not, then that implies the Rogerian worldview. If you see a person who has like zero eye contact and poor posture, that implies a relationship of the outsider, which in turn implies that we got to keep a low profile. So it's all, and I use the metaphor or analogy or parable or whatever of the optometrist. You try to look through the eyes of the person you're trying to identify. Try it through the eyes of a Roger, and then try it through the eyes of a Clark, and it's the old, okay, is this clear? Is this clearer? Is this clearer than that? So that's how you work the Wakefield Doctrine without knowing anything about the individual. Just as closing, Clark's think, Scott's act, Rogers feel. That's the basic in a nutshell. Let me try to turn this off without crashing the car.